Hello, my name is Cynthia Jameson, and I will be talking to you today about a educational technology called lecture capturing. I will be speaking of this specifically as it relates to education of health professionals, and I will end the presentation by a demonstration of the use of the current lecture capture technology I'm using, which is Prezi. Presentation, I'm going to talk about what exactly is lecture capturing and why is it so important, as well as the implications for traditional, hybrid, and online use of lecturing. I will end my presentation by talking about the lecture capture technology of Prezi, which is a software that I'm using today for this presentation. So what is lecture capturing? Really, lecture capturing is any technology that can be used to record lectures. Technology can include hardware such as webcams, cell phones, or even computers to record lectures. Lecture capture technology can also include software or apps such as web-based platforms that allow instructors to include slides, PowerPoints, or even videos into their presentations. One of the most important characteristics of lecture capturing is that it allows students to have access to the course content in the lecture even after the lecture is complete. So why is lecture capture so important? It really boils down to another way to engage students to the course content. As educators, we know that when students are more engaged in the course content, then it does lead to better outcomes for some students. Giving students the opportunity to review the lectures at their leisure will allow some students to grasp concepts they may have missed during the live lecture. Also, the ability to review the lectures at their leisure will allow students to stop the recording and explore further some concepts that may require more time. This results in a more active participation in lecture versus just listening. Some educators in health professions have found that by allowing students to collaborate after reviewing certain portions of their lecture has been helpful in ensuring that students learn certain procedural skills or that they grasp specific concepts. So lecture capturing can be used in several different settings in education with many benefits. In traditional classrooms, students can review pre-recorded lectures before coming to class, where they can participate in procedural skills workshops and they can participate in team-based learning. This is particularly helpful in medical education. Hybrid or online courses allow students to review lectures at their convenience. If the course is hybrid, the students can discuss the lecture material during class, and if the course is online, then the discussion could be done online in an asynchronous fashion. Lecture capturing is also a vital tool that educators can use for students with learning disabilities who may not be able to take notes during classes, or for students who can't attend classes because of health challenges. We know there are several benefits for our students, but there's also some benefits to educators when it comes to the use of lecture capture technology. Educators have endless responsibilities, and therefore the ability to pre-record a lecture, which saves time on presentation and preparation, is always a benefit for an educator. Lecture and capturing also allows educators the ability to review their own presentations for critique, as well as to allow their colleagues to review their lectures for pointers on ways to improve themselves. There are several different options for lecture capturing, such as Screencast-O-Matic, Camtasia, iMovie, and Prezi, which is the lecture capture technology that I'm using today for this presentation. Some of the things that make Prezi one of the software or the web-based software that instructors like is that it's engaging. You can download videos such as YouTube, as well as own videos that you've made before. Also, it's easy to use. And last but not least, students can access it from not only their computer but their cell phone, which we know is important for today's students. The thing that I like about One of the things that I do like about Prezi is that you can screen share, as you can see down here, and you can also stop screen share at any time. As you can see, it keeps a running tally of the presentation, and when you're done recording, you can hit here, which will save your presentation, and from there you can actually trim your presentation. If you look here at the different presentation modes, you can either show your presenter notes, you can hide the main panel, and if you see here, you also have access to Google presentations as well as Teams and Zoom presentations, which is also helpful as well. During the presentation, you can also toggle back and forth between the presenter view, including the slides, and this feature right here, when you're not on share screen, allows you to include your slides as a background or to include them front and center. It's also helpful that you can upload any type of PowerPoint presentations, slides, or YouTube videos to your presentations as well. And even though you can upload presentations, this particular software has its own backgrounds that you can create presentations through as well. So it's quite versatile. So as I mentioned before, it also works well with Zoom, Microsoft Teams, PowerPoint, YouTube, as well as Google for Education. So overall, it's a very helpful platform for lecture capture technology. Thank you for your time, and I hope this presentation has been helpful.